Mic check 1 2. It's the DJ Kudah podcast. Let's go.
DJ Kudah.
It's interesting now because this is actually the first time most of my listeners will be hearing me speak.
Yeah.
And it's like, rah, I can't believe it. Like, I've envisaged this for a long time, but now it's actually come into play. It's actually good. Like, I'm mad haps that people can actually hear me talk now, can actually hear what I have to say.
Voice to the name.
Yeah, voice to the name type thing. Because, like, when I originally actually started the DJ Kudah podcast, I wanted to make it like a music podcast. But, like, you know, like, the more I started doing it and carrying on, started saying, like, there's lots of legislations and things that you can't put music into a podcast like that. You know, you're thinking, I'm just a DJ,
Yeah.
put it as a podcast style, it will work, blah, blah, blah. But
there's restrictions to that.
there's bad restrictions to that. Essentially, that is a bad topic. But forget all of that. We have a special guest in the building. I'll say building. Well, I'm in his house anyway. You know what I'm saying? I'm in his house and we're ready to record, and we've been recording, but got my boy Dips in the building.
Yo, what's good, man?
Yeah. Now, for all my listeners, Dips is one of my right-hand men. I want to take even the listeners back. One of my right-hand men. I want to take the listeners back to Rangefield. For those who know, it's in Downham Primary School.
Yep. Throw it back. Year 4. Man.
Yeah, trust me. I want to throw it back to year 4, gallivanting one day. And I remember Mr. Jarvis came in one day. And these times I remember, because I'm not to say I was the only black youth in the class. I had, there was Kent, there was other people. Oops, I didn't even want to mention people. That,
might as well. It was literally only Kent.
It was literally, but Kent and a few other people in there. But essentially, I would say I was missing my tag team partner or a proper black person to be in the class. Because I was dark, you know what I mean? I stuck out like a sore thumb, blick, whatever you want to call it. You know, no one's whatever. I was dark, so I stuck out like a sore thumb. And in terms of personality, I just didn't connect. I connected with people in primary. I had, obviously, you got the man them, like Lee, Harry, blah, 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 blah. Aaron, all the man them. But in terms of, like, a proper person, a proper guy who can just, a black person, I'm sorry to even put it that way, but I needed someone in the class that was literally cool. So I remember Mr. Jarvis coming in with a new kid, bit chubby on the side, a bit chubby on the sides, coming in with Dips and literally being like, there's a new person in the class, like, who wants to, like, show him around, take him about. And I was like, no, me, yeah. Cause I was like, I can see that, this, I've got another black guy in the team, you know what I'm saying? But from there, we're here now, and it's like, 15, 16 years later, you know what I mean? But I want to take it back to that initial part in primary school coming in. I was like Rangefield for you, obviously linking up, the start of our brotherly love, whatever you want to call it.
Rangefield was mad daunting for me, man. It was a daunting experience because of where I came from. Before that, I went to a private school in Old Kent Road called Chrysolite, which was like very African. It was like Nigeria in London. Do you get what I'm saying? Like
boarding school type almost.
Yeah, boarding school, but your parents pick you up every day. You know what I mean? They had their own sort of culture that was away from like normal primary schools and things like that. Obviously, it being a private school, they had their own kind of way of doing things. So we'd have our uniform. It would be like a full suit, like literally an old school type of way of dressing. And then it was like uniform had stripes on it. We had a little cap. We'd come into school. It was more like it was run by people who we went to church with. So you can see from there's like a bubble that we've kind of grown up in. So everyone was black. There was only one white girl in the whole school.
Swear.
Yeah, most people are Nigerian. Most people went to the same church as me. The teachers went to the same church as me.
Bro,
They used to. That's pressure. Yeah,
that's
pressure.
pressure
Because like you misbehave, They can fuck your parents.
Yeah.
They can fuck your parents any way possible.
Would the auntie could the auntie smack you as well? You know,
yeah,
it's calm. Like,
we got that discipline.
It's calm. You know what I mean?
You can get smacked. Like if the whole class was being naughty,
Mm.
everyone in the class will have to stand up. The principal or the wife of the principal would come in with a floppy ruler. You know, one of them floppy rulers.
Let me tell you a story. Yeah. So obviously, I was born in Zimbabwe, and I remember one time in Zimbabwe, I was in school in Zimbabwe, gallivanting as you do. You know what I mean? Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And then the teacher was like, "Come to the front."
Yeah.
I remember, bruv, I stuck out my hand like this. Man got that floppy ruler.
Yeah.
Pow, bruv.
That pain is next level, man.
It straightened me out straight away.
Yeah, man. And it's like, we'd get beat. The whole class would get beat and they'll just be bawling. But you wouldn't think that that's not really normal per se. That's just life, innit?
Yeah, it's normal there. Like, here it's a bit different.
It's different, innit? So it's like coming from there.
You have mad discipline, like.
Yeah, into Rangefield, which is like a primary school in Bromley, and it's like most of the people are white. It almost seems like the battle or whatever you're going through isn't really physical like that. It's more psychological.
Yeah.
So I'd come in,
it makes sense because
it's more psychological kind of thing. Because it's like, I remember the first day I came in without any uniform. I remember just being laughed at by kids. And it was like, rah. Like,
is this how it is?
Yeah. Like, I remember being laughed at by kids. And obviously, that I'm sure something funny was like maybe my shirt wasn't fitting. It was too tight and it wasn't ironed. You know that one. You're coming in, you're picky head. And because they're all like, most of the school's white and that, you're just automatically made to feel different. Yeah. And you're getting laughed at, so you get that feeling of like rejection kind of thing.
Yeah.
So from there, I kind of knew that this is a different kind of battle. Like, subconsciously, I clocked it. Whoa, yeah.
Question: did that have any influences on like your musical influences, like what you were listening to back then, changing from like?
I wouldn't really say it did, because I felt like I would always listen to. As a kid that age, you would always listen to what's in front of you, innit? Like, them days it was like pop music, like S Club 7.
Yeah, I was listening to some pop. I've made a whole a whole playlist on Spotify. That's like secret one that literally I go through those tunes like Robbie Williams, Atomic Kitten, and blah blah blah. That 90s, the noughties, sorry.
90s and early noughties, definitely. And it's definitely something that we can relate to. It was just in our face those days, isn't it? That was what was popping, so we had no choice but to listen to that.
Question: when did we start hearing grime, or when do you think grime started to influence?
I remember Aaron and Sonny in school in about year 4 or 5 spitting So Solid Crew.
Which one?
21 Seconds. Yeah, I remember that. I remember. That was in about 2002. But I don't think I didn't know about grime. I didn't know grime was grime those days. You understand? It was just another big song to me.
Yeah, that took until secondary school.
To really know that grime is grime.
Grime is grime.
Because I remember in primary school, there was still Dizzy Rascal.
Ah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Early.
But we just knew Dizzy Rascal.
Wait, was it Fix Up Look? No, Fix Up Look Sharp them times.
Yeah, it was. The whole Boy in the Corner stuff.
Ah, yeah, that's when we were heading into secondary and blah blah blah, isn't it?
Yeah, because it was early 2000s. That was.
Okay. Let's go to Say Chill now, where a lot.
You're going fast, mad.
Oh, what? You want to skip back? Do you what? There's a lot. No. To be fair, I skipped over a lot.
I was gonna briefly say when it comes to like listening to hip hop and stuff like that. There were people there were people that we started to relate to.
Oh
like
my goodness!
So, 50 Cent dropped his first album.
My bad. How did I completely skip over? Oh my day! So, me and Dips, once we so obviously we've told you the story about how obviously Dips came into the class now, and then from there, from there, our friendship was forged in fire. Whatever you want to say, that was my bro. Whatever. Literally after that. It was anyone who sees us in primary school, Kudah and Dips. Kudah and Dips, stop shouting. Kudah and Dips, stop doing this, stop doing this, stop doing that.
Yeah.
But then we started listening to albums. And the first album, me and Dips, I think, it might not have been the first, but the one that really sticks out was Nellyville. We used used to love Nelly.
Whole time Moses Odubajo because he burned the CD for me for Nellyville.
Listen, Nellyville is a classic. What did it have on there? Air Force Ones.
Was Work It on there?
Pussy Poppin'. Remember when we used
to... Was that on Nellyville?
There was bare tunes on Nellyville.
Bare tunes on that album.
That time, that whole era, literally, of listening to them tunes.
Yeah, man.
Was popping.
Popping, bro.
Nellyville.
I remember Moses burned me a CD of Nellyville. He bootlegged it for me. I gave him £2.
Those were bootlegging days.
Yeah.
You know what?
Like
when you downloaded this, I did not have sexual relations with him.
And he wrote down the track list by hand, and then I gave him the £2. Bust me, fam. I was banging it.
We banged it for a long time. I remember that was our track tune. Did we have to perform? Yeah. We performed it.
Tell the story.
I even forgot. No, you tell it.
So basically, we were in year 5 and we had a teacher called Miss Fagan.
Miss Fagan, absolutely. I think Miss Fagan was our
the best teacher we have.
The best teacher. Simple.
First black teacher that we had in that school. She really, really wanted the kids to
win.
Yeah, she really wanted us to win.
She would straighten us out if need be, but from any other, it was unanimous from everyone. Miss Fagan was the best teacher we ever had. I don't know, it's just her style, her way of teaching, her way of
the way she saw us.
Yeah, the way she saw us helped. It was more even like motherly, at times. You know what I mean? Like she's that person you could go to and talk to comfortably, rather than some of the other teachers put there. But that's
even like I used to go on like I was Jamaican. I used to fake it on a mad one, and she would even go on with it. She would even play along like she knows that I'm not a Jamaican kid. I am Nigerian, but I respect to Miss Fagan, man.
God, you know what? That phase, I always kept to my guns and said I was African, no matter what came with the. And I couldn't hide it, bro. My name's Kudah. You know how could you hide that? You know what I mean? From jump, it's a man. But musical influences were sick. So now, let's jump into secondary school.
Yeah.
Early secondary school. So we've just left primary school. Year 7, year 8, year 9. Sedge Hill.
Yeah. The rough playground.
The rough playground. But I specifically want to focus on younger J2G and the musical side of things. We'll touch on the road and how road was and growing up in Sedge Hill and blah blah blah. But younger J2G, because that is a chapter in both of our books. So for people who don't know what younger J2G is, it was a collective of like spitters,
niggas,
collective of spitters, niggas, mandem. We are on start. It's just a collective. We had the olders who were older J2G as well, but they were the oldest. Fair enough, they were the oldest, and we were the youngers. But we weren't directly also say they're proper youngers. We repped the name also, and a lot of men got recruited into it. There's a lot of men who were in J2G. Wides was in J2G. Kenny All-Star, who you now know, sick DJs in J2G. KDM, Cads does music now, J2G. Sniz was in J2G. Rico Squeeze was in J2G. You, me, Moses, Rowan, Perry, Bearman from the ends, you know what I mean? We had a collective from Sam from New Cross, Entrepreneur Sam. He does music every now and then as well. He dropped a sick video. But there were a collective of spitters from all around the end. So you had man from New Cross, like with the GBs, Sam and that. You had man from Mallory, you had man from Sedge Hill, man from Bonus. All collective, you know what I mean? Collective gang of spitters. And J2G, I want to say, is like a little proving ground. Not to say even a little. It was a mad proving ground because if you're not sick, you can't be.
Can't really be.
It's that simple.
It's that simple.
If you're sick, you can't be. If you're not sick, you can't be in the clique. So how did that go for obviously writing bars, getting up to speed, production, down on beats, all of that stuff.
Yeah, I feel like I just wanted to be a part of something, man. I just remember just wanting
being in a clique.
Yeah, I just wanted to be part. I just wanted to be like a part of the cool dons. You get me? Like that's how I saw it in year 7. And it was like I looked up to guys that were just on stuff, innit?
Yeah, that was the end, so.
Yeah, man. And that's what the ends was like those days. So it's like I didn't want to really just. I don't know. I wanted to be part of something. I wanted to be known for something, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what a lot of young people go through these days. They want some form of stripes. They want some sort of respect or recognition. That's like one of the only currency, because money doesn't really matter at that age. You know what I mean?
Spitting on road those days, if you were sick, that's a lot of currency in your pocket.
In your pocket. Even though I wasn't the baddest,
because we did have a few mad. Do you know what? Talking about baddest, I remember we were gallivanting one time, all us J2G, man. We were in Grove Park, innit? And then I felt sorry for these two youths, you know, when we're just on our thing, going chicken chip shop, gallivanting around the ends, doing madness.
Yeah.
And then the man them robbed these two youths, bro, these two little white youths. And I felt sorry, bro. Yeah. I felt so mad sorry for them. I told them, I got the phone back from the man them. They robbed them, literally robbed them. Took their phones, little white youths. I was like, nah, man, you can't be doing this, bro. You know what it was? Grabbed the phone. I grabbed the phone and took it back. And I took the slack from the man. And, you're a pussy, you're a pussy. But I was like, we just can't go around robbing any Tom, Dick, and Harry because we can. You know what I mean? I suppose it's the game at times, but, you know, and it's the ends and that. But I suppose it's a different type.
It's mad, though, man. It's like, man.
But yeah,
it's like I wanted to be bad so bad, but I was never bad. So what's the point? When I look back on it, it's just like, what's the point, kind of thing.
You know what? When you say when you look back, I'm gonna put your bars. You know that tune? Do you know what? Yeah. Man, you've even said it. Man's got the tune here. But you know what? I'll put it in the edit so people can hear. People can hear both. Gosh. I'll put my bit in. I'm gonna put in my bit now.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna put Dips's bit in now. So you lot can hear us when we were spitting and we were youngers. But J2G, at a proving ground, you have to be a good spitter. If you don't have good bars, you're not allowed to be in the circle, blah, blah, blah. So I'm very sure, obviously listening back to your bars already back then, I'll slay your man, but I don't call Buffy. You'll be surprised if you think I'm not tough. It was big bars. Big bars. But from there already, you had a musical side. You had a music, you could write bars. I could see your pen game was good already from there. It was wicked. You know what I mean? At the time I was spitting as well, I was good in that, but obviously I had to
put it to the side.
I had to put that to the side, you know what I mean? Do you know what I think it was? I think I ran out of bars still. You know? I ran out of bars. I didn't know where to take it. But even though we were sick, I just ran out of bars. But quickly, before we even move on, Down on Beats.
I need to go back a bit though, man. I feel like it starts before Down and Beats for me. It starts in year 7 when we're spitting in the playground, and then I hear you spit for the first time, and I'm like, "Raw, what's that?" Like that's the first time I'm hearing someone spit bars, and I'm like fascinated, intrigued, but so curious. Like, what is that? Like, what are you doing? Kind of thing. Like, I'm just watching you. I'm just like, "Raw, like you can do that."
Do you know? I kid you not, bro. Those bars, I was there for like 6 hours probably writing the bars, and it was a simple 4-bar, you know what I mean? 6 hours just to write it.
And I remember that day, I was even talking about this to Sasha and that yesterday. And
big up Sasha as well, and the R&R gang.
Big up G, big up R&R, man. And there's like, I remember listening to you spit in the playground or on our way back home. I remember running home, calling you on the house phone, and asking you how you did that. I was like, "Hello, can I speak to Kudah, please?"
0208 days, you know it was.
So I called you on the landline, and I was thinking, "Raw, how'd you do that?" And he was like, "Oh, all you have to do is just you write one line, does it have a bar, and then your next line has to rhyme with the one before."
Yeah, that's literally, you know, those simple rhymes. That's how you do it.
And it's like, "Raw." So I've done it now, and I ran to school the next day, and I spat in the playground. I was like,
I remember that. That was wavy still. I mean, and literally from there, that's where the pen game started. You had to be good. You had to, you know, that's when grime started influencing it.
Yeah, for us, it's like blood, and you think you're raw, come to your ends, won't want it anymore. Don't give a shit if I'm breaking the law because I give him an AK and I shoot your jaw.
Yeah, you know them bars. Hey, listen, younger pit bar, not any fault. If you don't know me, I might draw for the tool. 101, do you really want to bro? I've been a bad boy since primary school. Right, big bars, I've been high school. I'm big and black and cool pit bull, and it's tracks like eating, waistings I'm beating. If you want to clash blood, you'll get eaten. Hey, listen to those bars, like, peeps. Listen to those bars. It's so bad, but those bars used to shut down. It used to shut down on them everywhere we went. Literally, you'll be popping around circles in school, blah blah blah. It'll be popping. And it was a vibe. It was fun. Grime back then is literally embedded in me. You know what I mean? Like grime, it's embedded in me. Like you can't not live and make grime, because we saw a lot of moments in grime. I remember us being in Down and Beats and Hands in the Air, P2J. I think Younger Gender was there. Was it Younger Gender? Younger Gender was there, and we were watching it being made. Blah blah blah. Another moment in Down and Beats.
I don't know if it was Hands in the Air, but it was definitely one of those.
Oh, it was one of the. No, was it Hands in the Air? No,
I don't think it was Hands in the Air.
No, it wasn't Hands in the Air.
It was definitely one of those.
It was 8 Bar Rhythm. Yeah. My bad. 8 Bar Rhythm. So I'm getting them confused. But we also made a tune. I'm gonna put the tune in now. But we made the tune with Cozzy and P Money.
We got wiped, man. Let's be honest, man.
Cozzy,
let's be honest, man.
Cozzy and P Money, different gravy. But at the same time, and then you know what? You know the actual recording, they put Younger Fatal Assassin Kids. But I was like, we're not Younger Fatal Assassin Kids. And in the end, that could cause a little bit of a ruckus, you know what I mean? You gotta rep the right block, whatever. But we ain't Younger Fatal Assassin Kids, blah, blah, blah.
I remember spitting my bars to my cousin, and he's put me in a headlock like, "Where's your AK, fam? Where's your AK?
Rep what you're saying,
Rep what you're saying, man. Rep what you're saying, cuz." It was funny, bro. No. I learned a very valuable lesson that day, cuz.
Taj, you know what? Talk to me about recording in Down and Beats.
Down and Beats was the start of it all, man. I just remember the excitement of having a session. I think it was like we just planned to go there after school, and it was like £1.50 each.
Yeah, man, them have your bars written.
Bare man waiting outside. Oh my god, that will really test if you love music. Yeah. If you're gonna really risk it, like there'll be bare man waiting outside.
Yeah, the quick hour to do it.
Like 50 man outside the studio. Outside in Grove Park on the strip, and then there'll just be bare man.
A lot of names.
Yeah,
a lot
just
of
standing
names
outside there. And it's like, if you want to do this, you got to get in, you get your time, you spit your bar, and they mix it for you, put it onto a CD, and you're out. You're out. That's it.
What was that
things
guy?
Were so
that
sick
black guy with an afro, the engineer, who would always be like in the room just helping us out. He was wavy.
Whoever that guy was, he didn't know.
Big him up, because he
didn't know what he started, man. That birthed a lot of man.
A lot of man in the ends. A lot of rhythms from the ends literally came from Down and Beats.
Because it's like those days, the way music will get around was so organic, like infrared or Bluetooth from phones to phones.
What you saying?
LimeWire. So it's like people kind of just had this way of just sharing that music so easily, and those days, because it came from person to person, there was a bit more of an organic sort of way that it spread. So it was like you kind of felt and heard your name getting bigger on a local level.
I remember the ends, Younger Pitbull.
Yeah, it's like your name started superseding.
Yeah. My name superseded. Like, that's Younger Pitbull. I'll go Mallory or go somewhere to visit my bridges or something like that. That's thing. He's a 6-bit. Drop a bar.
Yeah.
But those times were good. So we've done Younger J2G and we're recording now. Now we want to transition from Younger J2G being in a collective to now Dips going solo and actually having the confidence to write his own bars, do your own tunes, music in that element. And question before we even go into that, how would you say your musical influences changed during that period?
I'd say I was always a gram kid. I'm always a gram kid at heart. But I think with new friends comes new influences. And the way technology kind of moves as well allows us to explore new things. So I remember 2 key things that allowed me to get into different styles of hip hop, which affected the kind of music I listened to and made. And that was my brother. So my older brother, he used to play basketball. And he used to play for Lewisham. He used to train with them. And he had a coach called Anthony, hold tight him, because he used to give my brother CDs to listen to, like old school hip hop CDs, like DJ High Tech, Talib Kweli and DJ High Tech, like old school, like
I remember even coming to the yard and
listening to
there are a lot of conscious, like a lot of conscious type music, and it's alright. This is a different type of hip hop,
it's mad different, like, and
but
it's like,
you know what? You even saying that, I think you kind of introed me into that version of hip hop and understanding that side of hip hop, because I was mainly 50 blah blah blah.
And I loved 50 Cent. Like, I had a poster of 50 Cent in my room. With him
I remember that.
Bulletproof vest.
I remember that.
Bulletproof vest. 50 Cent was my favorite rapper. Like, hands down, there was no one better than 50 when he came out. Like, for me, so that was one side of it. Then it was the whole conscious hip hop, like old school hip hop side of things, and then like chilling with people like Dan, my boy Danny is just like playing us like. He used to listen to people like The Game. And
Dan was a real hip
Lil
hop
Wayne,
head.
Real
Dan used to know expert hip hop. I used to class him as like a hip hop head. Like exactly. Like a proper Dan.
Because like the way Dan would dress, Dan would go to America and come back with like babes and a huge G-Unit hoodie and a.
Dan's got musical knowledge,
Yeah, he does.
I've seen him do R&B as well. Like he knows his shit. Yeah, he knows his shit.
Real talk, man.
Big up Dan anyway. Shout out Dan.
So I think those two influences kind of got me into testing out different styles, doing other styles. I remember writing my first like rap. And I spat it to Change. R.I.P. man. Rest in peace, Change.
R.I.P. Change, man. R.I.P. Change.
I spat it to Change in school, and he was blown away, bruv. And I was like, yeah, this is me.
Do you know what? I was even blown away because it's a different side. Like, obviously, coming from the grime with you, like, obviously, we hear bars like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But when you spit about a topic or something different, it's opening your mind to something else. I was like, how did Dips? You know what I mean? Like, from my perspective, it was like, I was literally, when I was writing bars, I'm basically just gonna talk about how I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Or I might skip to a gal topic, but in that essence, it was hard for me to write bars outside of that, because you know what I mean, growing up in the ends, we just literally talk about you're wanker, you're this, I'm gonna smush you, I'm gonna do this. I'm not thinking about consciousness and that, which is what brought me into your world, and I was very interested to see that the wordplay is different, the rhymes are a bit different. It hits a bit different, even speaking on that.
I think it was definitely easier to rap like that because people don't understand that grime is a complex form of rhyme because it's faster and like the intricacies are within syllables.
When you slow it down.
When you now slow it down and you get into hip hop, it's like, right, this is easy.
Okay, so I can put my pen.
So it's like my flows were tight.
My
flows were tight from early. My flows were tight from early. So it's just like, yeah, man, it's easy, man. I believe anyway. So what I found difficult was like juggling the two. Finding studio to be able to do things. I remember Boaster had a studio doing.
Shout out Boaster. Do you know I was listening to Boaster and Rita? It came up on my tune. Shout out Ray Black. Yeah, literally. I was like, raw, and it still says myspace.com/Bo on the tune. I was like, yo, this was a tune. But shout out Ray Black and Bo still. But.
So man. Those were definitely the days. So yeah, what was the question? That's how I kind of got into other styles. So yeah, my brother's music, listen to my brother's music, Dan, and then my brother joined a collective called White Elephant. This is a super fast forward to like when we were in year 10, year 11 though, and it was like those days. He used to go around with a live band, go around in places like Shoreditch, Camden, and stuff like that, and then they'll perform live music.
Yeah, I think, what was it? That was college times. That was college times when we started doing the circle and going to Camden.
Yeah.
I think, what show was it? Your boy does it. I forgot his name.
Mads.
Was it Mads? I think so. But we went Camden one time for a showcase.
Yeah,
I think this might have been college times, but
we used to do a lot of those.
Sick a bit or
Sick
something.
Yeah,
was it Sick a bit? Yeah.
Wow.
Right. Yes. Sick a bit. Yeah, go on. Your eyes opened up when you said that.
It's just like, wow, this is a throwback and a half, man. It's just like, we used to just go around doing shows. I used to just spit on like old school hip hop beats, and I weren't really that confident with it those days. Like, but I just tried, innit? I was always nervous before getting up on the stage. I was always like pooing myself before, like, but I just wanted to do it. I feel like my hunger to be known was stronger than the fear I had. So I'd still want to do it. I'd still turn up to these open mic nights and spit. And there was one like we used to go to one called Yoko, which was in Tooley Street Playhouse. And it's literally just a bunch of young people coming together to just.
And I remember
show talent,
most time I'll be the DJ and I'll be I'll be your DJ getting you ready in the thing. But before we go on sick a bit, there's just that little bit at the time as well. You're recording with Jay.
Yes.
Our close boy. Big up Jay.
Big up
Shout
Jay,
out
man.
Jay.
Wherever you are, bro.
That's one of the close brothers as well. I still listen to Jay stuff now. Like he doesn't even know, bro. His stuff hits. Like it's memories for that. But
Jay has hunger, man.
There was 2 tunes. I was listening to Crash and Burning. I was listening to that literally the other day. I was listening to both of them the other day.
Crashing and Burning.
I've got it on my phone.
That one, it's gonna make me cringe, man. Please, bro.
No, I'm not gonna play. I'm just looking for the other tune. That.
No.
I can't lie.
It's not like I dislike swag. I dress up in rags.
But I go outside, no pussy on my butt. I'd want you to that. Don't go there. I'm a monster.
You can play that.
No. Let me just intro them if they want to. This was the beat. Hey, if you remember that. Yeah, that one. But I'll put it in the little edit so you'll probably hear it now. Yeah. I'm a monster. I'm a monster, though. I can't lie. I'm a monster and Crashing and Burning.
Yeah.
Those are 2 tunes I want to quickly talk about because they were sick features with Jay. I feel like Jay was going in at that time.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were coming into the music game, but you had something to prove at that time. I feel like Dukes had something to prove.
Yeah.
I want to specifically talk about those tunes because Jay was in his stride.
Yeah.
But I felt in both tunes. No thing to Jay. I think he knows we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
You wiped him. You know you did. You know you did. And there's a bit of competition there, obviously. It's friendly competition. Jay's our guy, so it's nothing. Obviously, it's literally just how we are, the mandem, whatever. But in those 2 tunes, I heard bars, delivery, and Dip saying, I'm coming. Even for the best, even if you're on your stride, I'm coming for you. Talk on that.
Do you know what it was? It was Chilling with Tyrone. That guy.
Platinum, hey, big up Platinum.
Chilling with Platinum, man. That guy is so competitive, it's flipping annoying. That guy pushed me to another car. Yeah, man, he was just always on it, bruv.
You know, I remember Ty, was it Rico or some Marley who he wiped in the playground when it came for Clash. It was that battle was disgusting. Ty had bars.
I always respect Tyrone.
Ty is a musical genius.
He's a musical genius. And he had a lot of hunger for it as well. So it's like it gave me so much discomfort. And I felt like I had to up the level. No, but that's the end though. If you don't feel your levels, you have to work to it. You know what I mean? If you don't, then what's the point?
Yeah. Kind of thing. Go hard or go home. Literally. The man will laugh at you. Like that's how it's built. But that's it. Now so that's done. Now we're doing shows, getting sick a bit.
Yeah.
Let's go. We're recording the music now. What would you say around that time actually? College times, what would you say your best tune was there?
In college?
Or around the times...
I can't remember making music like that in college. I can't even remember.
But that must have been because I remember you and Jay coming out Crashing and Burning. I
think my favourite was I'm a Monster.
I'm a Monster. Okay, from your own personal collection.
Yeah, definitely I'm a Monster. That was definitely my favourite contribution to what we were doing musically. It was definitely I'm a Monster, man. Cause I felt like that verse I stayed up until like 5 a.m.
That's what I mean. Big respects to Jay because Jay came hard with it, but I'm a Monster, the way you just I can't explain it. It was bars, it was delivery, it was like, listen, the beat was hitting as well. But I'll intro it now so you lot can hear at least 10 seconds. But I remember Axel Foley about to go outside, no pussy on my mind. Don't go there. Hey, you just came hard with it. Hard bars.
Wow. And then after that, I think I started focusing on A levels because I remember uni started to become a big thing for us. It was like flip. If you don't get into uni, you're done. That's how they made it seem, innit?
Yeah, literally had to pack up most of the music stuff and keep it to the side. But I remember, you snaked it though.
Why? Oh yeah. Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about that.
Just basically for the listeners, we were all meant to go to the same uni, so we planned to all say we're going to this uni, yeah. But as things materialized, we all got our results. Dips was just like, yeah, you man, bye. I was like, what? Like, I thought the plan was this. It was DMU. Let's go do this. I thought that was the plan, but it's neither here or there. You know, it worked.
We're still here.
It worked out. It was funny at the start because I'd be like, right, how would this affect my relationship with Dips? Because that's my guy, and obviously, you know what I mean. Now we're like two sides of the thing, but you know, you just think, oh, you know what I mean, it's gonna affect it, blah blah. But you're looking too deep. We were there every day. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
I used to come down and see.
Yeah, we used to come.
It's like after uni, we all came back, and it was just like we never left. No, obviously not like we never left, but. We started off because we were all chilling during uni anyway, so it was like it didn't affect anything, which is a good testament to our friendship.
Easy
to know that like nothing
but
just.
Before we go on uni, let's take it back to college days and obviously recording.
Yeah.
How did that change? Obviously from college to uni, musical influences and recording your own music.
Oh my gosh!
How did that change? Because
that was a big.
I want to collect that before we jump on phases.
Because like I used to listen to like J. Cole, Kendrick, the new school of like MCs started coming out.
Okay.
In the UK, there was still Wretches. There was still people like Gets, people like what's in the UK was really doing things them times. It was hard because the UK was a bit of a funny area.
UK wasn't. Yeah, it was more. Even them times it was still more US and more US. We look at them as the be-all and end-all mostly. I forgot UK was pretty.
But there was still the main guys, the Skeptors, Kano. They were still doing their thing, innit? So.
Was Grime at this point? Going into uni, I don't remember Graham being mad. Was it prominent then, or it dipped down?
It kind of dipped down. I think like those times the artists were doing like more commercial sort of stuff. Them times, innit?
Okay, yeah.
And then it's like later stages of college, there was still a bit of a funky.
Oh yeah, you just literally that was Shub's days. Bashman, blah blah blah, Afrobeats. Coming into the equation early.
So that's kind of how things were those times. So I was still looking at like America as a big influence for me, and then I started going back to listen to people like Jay Dilla, Slum Village, Jay-Z, old school, Biggie, Kanye West discography properly. Because you listen to Kanye like growing up and when he came out. Yeah, I wasn't the biggest Kanye fan when like things like Through the Wire came out and stuff like that. Yeah, but when I grew up and I went back to listen to people like Kanye, I thought this guy is the best.
He's the best. Musical genius.
Because My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy came out in college. We were doing our A levels.
I listen to it now and I still hear like new bits of the tune which I did, and that is an absolute masterpiece.
Yeah, so that's one of my favorite albums ever. That album there. So I thought like that was definitely a period of musical discovery for me because there was like any artist I liked, I would go back and listen to their whole discography. No matter who you were, I'm listening to everything you made and I'm taking what I like from that. And it's like I slowly started to feel the influence.
Question. Was it because you were performing as well at the time and you now understand what it took to basically do what they were doing?
Yeah, to make your own music. And what I really found difficult those days was making music honestly and really finding myself musically and talking about things that people can enjoy and relate to. And it's a struggle. It was a struggle then. More so then than now, innit?
Wait,
talk
about finding yourself musically because that let's not rub over that. That is a big journey.
Definitely, because those days, yeah, man. Those days, it was a thing where a lot of music I listened to came from like a place of like violence and a place of like people talking about mad things and just crazy things that they got up to, man. Drug dealer stuff, hoes, bitches, blah blah blah. Which is cool because people are saying what they're going through in it. Well, I felt like as an artist, I had to have some sort of integrity as to what I was talking about and really talk about things I was going through, and that's how I was inspired by people like J. Cole, people like Kendrick, people like Currency, people like ASAP Rocky, yeah, man, people that were just speaking about their reality. Do you know what I mean? And that was something that I started to challenge myself to kind of listen to and get influenced by, man. So yeah, man, I think that for me, that new school of MCs for me was like
that whole new wave.
Yeah, it was like a sick time.
Okay, so we're at uni now.
Yeah, so we're at uni now, and then that's where the money, not the money, not the money. Actually, let me not lie. I was not paid at all. I'm not even rich now, to be honest. But
yeah,
those days, it wasn't even the money. It was the women and the drugs.
uni days, you know. Well, I would say uni days. Probably the last year of uni mainly, but you know, I'll be like, I was high.
yeah. So forget the money. It was literally just the girls and the weed that really, really influenced me and the music I made, and I used to just talk about pretty much that. Still spoke about my life and things I went through and that, but it's more of the things I did.
Yeah.
Like spending a lot of money on weed, spending a lot of money, just trying to get high, chilling with people, being more social, which is one good thing I think personally. I learned from going to a uni where I didn't really know a lot of people, coming out of my shell, innit?
Yeah, excuse me.
No, it's cool, man. Coming out of my shell, and like meeting new people all over again. So it's like I did use music as a way to retreat and have my own world, but at the same time I'd still come out and make new friends and chill with people. And yeah, man, weed was just one of those things, man. It's a great socializer, man. It's a great way to meet people, man.
It's good you spoke on that, because the next little bit I wanted to talk about was Phases.
Yeah.
And Phases, with the artwork of Phases, it's available on Spotify, guys, if you want to go check that out. Dips Phases, absolute epic EP, because I was mostly there for most of the production. Remember, I used to come literally check it out. But I remember we had a conversation in a car. Them times it was really turbulent for both of us. Remember, we had like a road talk. I was like, right, the man them are going through what I'm going through, and that made it a bit more easier. So to deal with other stuff and blah blah blah. So coming into Phases, how would you say the weed was affecting production, execution of actual music, making the music, the process of making it, and how did you feel about the music? You know what I mean?
To be honest, the weed, it was such a love-hate relationship.
A lot of artists can learn, you know what I mean? A lot of people smoke now. There's nothing wrong with weed. If you want to smoke, go do your thing, but there's always lessons from
what
things.
You're doing, and so I feel like there's always like consequences to the decisions you make, whether you know now or not. It's gonna affect you some way or another, innit? That I'm not here to bash anyone that buns in it, but I can only share my personal story as to what happened to me. I had a very, very addictive attitude towards it that was really, really bad. Like, I had a business law course. I used to bun all my days. Every day.
It's funny you say that. I was listening to Friday Night Lights, and that's my favorite tune of yours. I'll probably literally put it now because it's just different. But there's this bar. Fuck! I literally just lost my chain of thought. But there's this bar you're talking about bunning. Smoking cheese in my break when I'm Smoking cheese on my break. When am I gonna change? Used to eat on the estate. You know the bar. Drop the bar if you can. So
my mind just literally went blank.
Right, no, fair enough. But that bar, obviously,
it's like it just had that whole love-hate relationship, that toxicity that comes with smoking weed. It's just like you want to do it, you get high, you can't get high anymore. Once you're high, once you're so high, you're too high. It's like your whole day crashed. You feel mad tired. You feel groggy, and you're feeling like, what's the point? You feel demotivated, and that whole period of feeling demotivated is just like you're coming to now feel bad for yourself, self-pity, you've wasted time, you're not present in the moment, which definitely affected my studies. I got like a third in business law module, 30 credit module, which means it weighs a lot basically. I'm glad that I turned myself around, because second year was definitely my darkest year in uni. I just allowed the dank to just make me spiral down. I was on a wake and bake thing. I wake up, pick up, and you know, man, there's a difference. Like, man in uni,
this is, to be fair, like, he's not doing nothing wrong in terms of that's what uni culture. You know what I mean? In essence, in a way, because I remember I was even in DMU second year. Like when I was going into second year or middle of second year, being in DMU, like. I remember first year was alcoholic. Literally, everybody was drinking, getting waved. Then it's like in middle of the second year, it's like, bro, everyone just changed to a smoker.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a smoker back then as well. So it was, I've even touched my first, it was Shy Boy's birthday that I think I had a gas mask thing on and I ate his cake because I was high and I finished his cake. But that was my first experience of it. But it felt like even... I don't even want to say the whole culture, but culturally, it felt like I was new to weed and blah, blah, blah. Maybe it might be.
We were, because we weren't cool. Like, we didn't respect weed heads in school.
Yeah. And mum's like, no smoking. So, literally, it was drilled into me not to like smokers. But anyway, given said that, how do you look back on phases now?
Yeah. I feel like it was a necessary moment in the journey. I feel like I'm glad that I went through that. It's just another chapter in the book, isn't it? The book of dips, man. It's just another chapter. Like
this is dips. This is dips.
Yeah, man. It's just another chapter. Like a lot happened in my life then. One thing I do think is I wish I made more music. In that period, man. I wish I made more music. I make a lot more music now, but I wish I kind of released more music, I should say.
Yeah, a lot of them stored up.
Man, because it made me a bit lazy. That's the thing about weed. It's that simple. It made me lazy. It made me put things off, procrastinate.
You need to get on the grind.
Yeah, man. I didn't have that hunger. Man. And that's one thing I regret, because it definitely changed my mind state and slowed me down. But you can't live life with regrets, man. You have to keep things moving, and your mentality and your mind state is always changing, which is something I really learned and I've really appreciated, because I look back on the phases days and the way I think now is so different to the way I thought then.
Phases.
Yeah, man. So then there was a very big weed focus. There's a very big focus on getting high, chilling with the lads, making music. And I didn't really see my future as that important. But now I feel like there's a big focus now on Christ, on having a sustainable career, financial income for myself, and setting myself up for the future. So I feel like in that, my mentality has definitely changed. And yeah, you can hear it in my new music that's going to be coming out. You can hear it in just like my conversations, how I move now. It's just like I'm not that same person that I once was, and I'm forever grateful. I'm forever, ever grateful for that transformation, man. No, so if you're stuck in that, if you feel like you're...
Yeah, what are you going to say? If you've got a message for anyone listening.
Like, if you feel like you're stuck in that, if you feel like you're in that bubble where it's like, how am I going to get out? I'm addicted to this. It doesn't have to just be weed, but for me it was weed, whether it's like alcohol, whether it's sex, whether it's a certain partner, whether it's a way of thinking. it is not the be all and end all. You can get yourself out of this, but it's going to require you to discipline yourself and to push and to know that there is better out there, because faith is having confidence in what the future can bring, but what's not now. You know what I mean? What is not in front of you, but what could be. Jeez. And with a little bit of faith, you can really change your whole life. And this is something I'm still learning now.
Hey man, speak on it.
Yeah,
speak on
man,
it.
This is
nah, give him a props. You get me? Like, this is real talk. Like, so you listeners hear that. You know what I mean? Take that in. You know what I mean? Man. Anyone who's you might be going through, any musicians, any artists that might be going through.
Yeah, man.
Things like that. But let's lighten it up.
Mm-hmm.
Phases. So
Back to Phases.
Yeah. What's your favorite tune on Phases?
My favorite tune on Phases is, funny enough, is actually "I Live Alone."
Oh, with Anthony.
Yeah.
Oh,
big up Double M.
Yeah,
man.
big up Double M. Oh, that tune there.
Yeah.
Sick. I say sick. It's wavy because it's two meshes of two. Not I wouldn't say two different people, but two different styles coming together, and the beat was.
Hold tight, Zach Valaire, man. Throw your ma.
Yeah, that beat was just dope. What's the one? I'm on the grind.
Yeah, I like that one.
What's it called?
That's The Ride.
I love The Ride.
The Ride. We recently did The Ride.
I was listening to it the other day. I always forget it's called The Ride, but
yeah.
I was listening to, but just need the music and it's pin the music.
Yeah.
That's all I need in this life for sin.
Yeah.
You know, I was listening to the other day. I was like, yeah, you know what? Phases was sick EP. It was a very sick EP. I watched you record. I feel like watching you record the whole process, you were taking a lot of tips for where you're probably at now.
Yeah.
In terms of like going studio, understanding what you need to do, blah blah blah.
Exactly.
Blah blah blah. I watched that
process.
Yeah, I took that process firsthand. I remember, what was it? We even had a studio outside, fucking
in Farringdon.
Tinseltown.
Yeah. We used to make tunes there. Oh my gosh!
I literally. Dips will pick me up, or I'll pick up Dips. We'll go to the studio, record, and I'll just
all night,
all night, literally just recording, just listening to Phases, and just like rah, and literally like, but I can't even like. Back there, I thought you were gonna go with Phases, like that was gonna be it, capiche, done, blah blah blah. Yeah. But there's a different. It's obviously a process, you know. What I mean?
And I learned that. And let's talk about that. There's a pro. Even that with like DJ, you think, obviously with DJ as well, you think, you know what I mean? I come out uni, I'm just gonna be world famous, but we'll speak on that. Big mistake.
Like the process, there's a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. Yeah. Fair enough, for some people it does happen overnight, but that was their story. Yeah. However, this is your story. Different. So how did it go for you? Obviously, understanding. For me, I don't know whether
it was a bit of both. I was lied to and I lied to myself. Let's be real. Let's be bloody real, man. I was lied to and I lied to myself, man.
Who lied to you first?
Just the game, just the culture, innit? Like, the culture will tell you, and I dropped my tape and I blew. And no, my life's not the same. My mum,
man's pulling up.
Free crepes for everyone.
Man's pulling up. You get me? Music money. Different over there,
bro. I'm eating, you know.
Belly good, you know. Skinny nigga with a fat
belly, fam. So it's like, but at the same time, I did lie to myself in thinking that that this is all you need, and once the tape's out, you're good. Like, you being good is not even half the story.
Not even half of it, man. I learned that as well, because even from a DJ's point of view, I needed to understand the artists. I like to bust a lot of UK artists, as you know, or work with artists, and you were a lot of my experience in terms of doing artist shows. Yeah. In terms of artist is there, I've got a DJ for him, you know, putting volume up and down, making sure the set's good, blah blah blah, just making sure everything. So I took a lot of experience from that, because I'll go from the studio, watching you record, and this tune's recorded, now I've got it on my laptop, now we're performing it. Yeah. Remember one show we did in Shoreditch?
I was gonna say the Phases headline show in Brixton.
Oh yeah. Obviously that too. Yeah. Okay. Let's talk. You want to talk on?
I just think that show was sick.
It's sick. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. It was flipping sick, obviously, sick show, and it's the Phases, obviously EP album launch. So it's gonna be sick. But I remember performing one tune. I don't know what were we performing in Shoreditch one time. Yeah. It was in Shoreditch. Remember, we were parked up on a street with like bare thing, and there was one.
Was it rap art?
Yeah, I think I don't know.
Was it rap art? Was it like in an art gallery?
Nah, not
that one.
Not that one. Not rap art. Not rap art.
It must have been mad. It must have been Sick a Bit then.
Another Sick a Bit.
Yeah.
Well, either way, but that show, I don't know why that show sticks out to me, but that was a sick show. I remember you performing in that show. I was like, yeah, Dips is about to go, you know. Yeah. So Pace is about to go. So that brings us sweetly onto your music production now.
Yeah.
The lessons you've learned.
Yeah. The lessons I've learned.
How is that affecting your music?
Wow.
Now, because now you understand it doesn't happen overnight. How has that changed how you record? How has that changed how you release music or approach music?
Everything. It's changed everything. I would say, like, I could be more consistent. This is me being totally transparent with you.
No, speak. Even that's even me. I could even be more consistent in my DJing thing. You know what I mean? We all go through different processes of, you know.
Yeah, but one thing I understand now is that I can churn out tracks a lot quicker now. And I think that's just an accumulation of skill, knowledge, how to harness creativity, how to write a song. I feel like as an artist, you go through different steps.
Question: you're a perfectionist.
100%. I'm very harsh on myself.
I should say I've seen it obviously firsthand, but yeah, go on.
I'm a worst critic. I remember conversations with you, where you used to really push me, like, "Yo, Dips, like, what's going on? It's like almost like you're scared to blow. Come out, man.
Because I can see it. You know what I mean? I can see the talent's there. Like, it's there. So sometimes, you know, the man them need a push. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's like the hunger and the consistency for it wasn't there, which is something I beat myself up over, but can only learn and move on in it.
Question. I know it's a little tough one, and I know we're sidetracking a lot, but how do you get that hunger and passion? Not to say how do you get it, but if it's not there, how do you tap back into that space?
Do you know what it is, right? This is something I've learned very recently, like the other day. Obviously, this is something I've always known. You need to know why you do it. Okay. That's the fuel in it.
You go back to square one. Why? The why?
I like that. Square one. going back, always going back to why you're doing it. That's the fuel in it. That's what makes you continue. That's what makes you carry on. What I'm studying now is called business justification, isn't it? Writing down the purpose of it. And it says in the middle of, even if you're in the middle of a project, if the business justification wears out or is no longer relevant, you stop the project immediately, because it's now an allocation of resources that's a waste. So you allocate those finite resources to something else.
Okay.
That's what business justification is. So you're constantly doing something and you're forgetting why, you're now wasting. So you have to continuously remind yourself why you're doing it. And I have my own personal reasons as to why I make music.
What's the biggest one, would you say? Okay, it doesn't have to be one, but what's the main driving?
My main driving, I just feel like it's my calling to express myself in ways that people wouldn't expect. I'd express myself in a way that's vulnerable to show people and to relate to people exactly who I am. And yeah, man, it's this vulnerability thing to me. It's like human music. You know what I mean? People need that. People need to connect with that. People need that, and I think that's where my space in the game is.
Cool.
So yeah, with quality and just dope rhymes, man. Just making good music, man. Good music.
Question: when's the new music coming out, though?
That's a good question. I've been waiting a long time.
Oh shit! Sorry, excuse me. We haven't skipped, but Dips and Lowy.
Yeah.
Big up Lowy.
Big up Low, man.
Big shout out to Low.
Yeah. So let me tell you the story behind that.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We've skipped like a whole little bit more. Obviously, man. Dips and Lowy take off. New tunes dropping. I got that, old school feel, but you know what I mean. Bubble, kill on Bubble. Hey.
Do you know what it is? Like after I made Phases, I started to clock that. Wow, my music is pretty dark, it's kind of It's a bit too reflective. Like,
I
don't have this mood all the time, and that is a big thing about me smoking a lot.
Yeah, we were, and that period of our life, we were smoking a lot,
and it made us too introspective. Like, because
very introspective,
and sometimes it wasn't the best thing.
Nah.
Like, when I think of us smoking weed, I think of us being in a car, parked up at 3 a.m, chilling, talking a lot.
Do you know? You said that now. Literally, I remember it was me. We were parked by church. It was me, you, and TSB, and we're in the car.
Yeah.
And we were so high.
Yeah.
That remember, I think we thought police was behind us when it was just a fucking normal car.
Yeah. It's just bare paranoia. Bare paranoia. It's like,
bare paranoia and all of those things there. But
yourself,
in that moment aspect of our life, we were smoking a lot, and it was having a lot of effect on the music.
Yeah. And how we saw ourselves. And I remember one time, the biggest wake-up call sometimes can be with girls. Because a girl can tell you they're straight up and you're just going to be like, rah. So I was chatting to this girl. I remember we were both in my car and we were parked up somewhere and we were chilling, innit? And we were just talking, getting to know each other because I got her number and we were just, And I was on this thing and blah, blah, blah. So I was telling her, man, I make music, I do my thing, I record, I got tunes. And she was like, you make music? She was like, you make music kind of thing.
Was she rating the thing or was she like, you're just another musician? What's your head?
So she was like, you make music, yeah? Oh, nice. And I was like, yeah, I make music. And she was like, what kind of music do you make? And I was like to her, what kind of music do you think I make? And she was like...
Rap?
No, she was like, you seem like the type of rapper that talks about all the problems in his life.
Yeah. This was like, no, that's not the way.
And I heard that, I was just like, raw.
Is this what man's got to do?
Is this how people are seeing me? Like, raw.
Chicks make you fix up sometimes.
Yeah, it's like, raw. Like, she gave it to me raw.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, cool. So from there, I started to think, like, there's more to me than this. Like, I have a lot more moods than this, you know what I mean?
More to give.
Yeah.
That's I can tell that because from Phases, it's a very, as you said, it was a very darkish, or there's a certain underlying
reflective,
current, undertone of darkness in it, or you know what I mean. But when you make tunes that take off, it's expansive. It's I can hear the energy in it. I can hear the I'm trying new stuff. I'm finding new pockets. It's a new time in my life. Go on.
So I kind of started thinking to myself, like, I make music. Like, I'm not always talking to a therapist. You know what I mean? Like, if I need that, I should talk to a therapist. You know what I mean? Not just like put it all in the music.
Is music?
Music was how I vented. Yeah. Yes, definitely. But I didn't want to keep coming with that same mood.
That darkish
mood. I didn't want to just be known for that. Because on a normal day, if you catch me, I'm happy. Like, I'm cool in it. So I don't have to always put that on my music. So I kind of thought to myself, I want to make music that makes people move, man. I want to really make people move. I want to do something different. So I remember Lowell was on Phases, actually.
Jeez!
So
Big goals.
Yeah, man. So he did the Aaliyah flip for Do You.
Oh, I love Do You.
Yeah. So it's like...
I remember when I heard that, I was going crazy, you remember?
Yeah, fam. So it's like, let me work with Lowell again. Like, I remember this was like a year after Phases came out. He randomly sent me a video of Insta of him making a beat or something. And
question, because that time period, were you releasing music? I don't remember you releasing much.
That's the thing, inconsistent, still trying to live off Phases, still trying to, you get me, not pushing things forward. So
was it because you didn't see the picture, or you were just
I didn't see the picture. I didn't have the foresight or the forward thinkingness to...
Because I remember we were having a conversation one time about DJing, and I was just like, Dibs, I don't know where to take it. Like, I've done this, I've done that,
exactly,
but
I don't know what to do. Exactly that.
What do I do? Where do I take it? Like, I don't
exactly
even...
That.
Yeah.
Exactly that. That was exactly what I was going
So it's literally like, like, okay, I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I'm a DJ or whatever, but what exactly do I want to do?
Exactly. So it was a thing where...
Question, how long have we been recording for? Just to make sure.
Just over an hour.
Jeez, content. You know what? I actually planned this just to be probably like 30 minutes, but that's neither here or there. Let's carry on. I wanted this to be natural, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
So yeah, I used to think like, what am I gonna do? Living off phases, and I'm still smoking as well. And it's like, it's not like people.
Wasn't conducive.
No, it wasn't conducive to the creativity or anything like that. And it was like, I was always trying to think of how can I make my own spin out of things? How can I make my own spin? How can I stand out?
Wait, did Lowy help you, push you into a certain direction?
100,000%. 100,000%. After he played me that, he randomly sent me a video on Insta of him making a beat. And I was like, let's do something, let's work kind of thing. But I didn't think like a project or anything will come from it. So I've linked up with Low now, and we made a tune. The tune was rubbish. We made another tune that was rubbish.
Teething problems.
Definitely teething problems.
Teething problems.
But in those sessions, why I think I value those sessions so much is because it wasn't what we made and what we had. It was more the mentality that we had and what we discussed in it. And we both wanted the same thing. We both wanted to make something for the people to move to. And like, he wanted to work with a spitter. I think he was doing projects with artists before. And I was doing tunes with producers, but nothing was really clicking in it. So we come together now, and we just shared the same the same need to want to make people move, man. And it was just like
that collective birth,
yeah, Dips and Low, and the first proper tune, I was like, yo, okay, we got something here. That tune isn't even out yet, which is funny enough. But I'll talk about Takeoff. We were recording for...
Alright, Takeoff, by the way, guys, our little plug. I'll plug it in here now so you guys can hear it. Dips and Low. Available on Spotify.
All streaming platforms.
As well. Check that out.
Yeah, man. I just remember Low, we used to just listen to, a couple UK guys, Hack Baker. We had a common interest in Flying Lotus. Freddie Gibbs to an extent.
Jeez, Freddie Gibbs. Remember we were talking about Andrea earlier?
Yeah, man.
Niggas' foundation is shaky and then to stand. Hey, yeah, that's man. A tune.
Yeah, a lot of UK guys, man. Samwise, Frankie's doing Harvey Gunn.
Big them up still.
Yeah, man. Sick artists, and it's like we wanted to make people move, man. So we just started recording, and a year passed.
What was that energy like, trying to make something that actually people move? Like, what's your recording process to okay, I want to make people move in this tune, so take us from there.
I hashed out a new kind of way of making music, and working with Low kind of helped me with that, with just getting something down every session, something down. So he'd start with the beat, even if it's a drum pack, because Low's drums are crazy.
Yeah.
It's just like, help me get back into the skippy kind of flows that tap into my old school bag. Yeah. And because Low also went to a school in the borough, it was like we had a lot of mutual friends like Zweli, people like that. So it's like we would talk about the same experiences that we had in ends, like that.
It was just coming together.
Yeah, because like we knew, we knew of each other. Because I remember like from MSN days, I remember there was a big chat with like me, him, MJD, Raw One, and we used to just talk about. I was supposed to have a session in my house that time. I think MJD and Raw One came, but Low didn't come that time. And it was like, from those days, it was like, okay, you know of him through other people, but you don't really know him yet. Yeah. So it's like, when you actually get to know someone, and it's like, you know this, you know this. Yeah.
I know,
I used to chill with, I remember when this happened in the ends, but it was like, he was there when it happened, but I didn't know him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's just another brother.
Yeah, exactly. So So that's kind of how things, and that's how we kind of built a chemistry towards making music. And it's just like, yeah, man, we gotta share these stories, man, with the world. So 1 year passed, recording, dropping some tunes. 2nd year passed, and it's just like, wow. No, sorry, 2nd year passed. We were recording in the 1st year. 2nd year passed, and then we started dropping tunes. We dropped Takeoff. We dropped Focus Rhythm. We dropped Teach You Something with K the Infinite. Had a couple videos out there.
Still available on all platforms.
All platforms.
Check them out.
Yeah, man. Dips and Lowell YouTube page as well. And it's like, yeah, the next few months, we really started to hash out a project. So,
a project.
Yeah, well, I don't know what's happening now. Let me just keep it hush.
Yeah. What is it? I'm getting the exclusive drop. So, you know what I'm saying?
So it's like now, me and Lowell, we got music, man. We've got music, and it's only just scratched the surface. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm so excited for that.
I'm mad excited to hear what new stuff you've got coming out, because the stuff I'm hearing is on cue with what I thought. You know what I mean, in terms of style, in terms of delivery, in terms of new dips, in terms of exploring new sounds. I love it, because literally it's like I'm hearing a new you, a new version of you, a new sound of you. And I know this time around as well, not to say your head wasn't screwed on back then, but we're growing up, blah blah, we know what we need to do now. So I have full faith in you to execute what exactly you need to do in terms of the EP and project sound. And I feel like you're way more confident in yourself as an artist. Just off, you know yourself, you know roughly where you want to go, you know what I mean? All of these things, and you're moving on, and as an artist. Which brings us to now.
Wow.
Right now.
Yeah, I love now.
Right now, which obviously post-COVID, as people, you know, as this drops, whatever. Post-COVID, we have to talk about COVID. Obviously, how did it affect you and music production wise, or musically, how has COVID allowed you to, you've had better time, you know what I mean, to I don't know if you've had better time.
COVID was a strange one, man. I feel like
so we know about COVID. It's been a fact,
like, everybody had a plan. The plan got cancelled.
Blah blah blah. We know.
It's
about
like, what do you do now?
Yeah.
So in terms of for musicians in general, I feel like a lot of people were stunned, shocked a lot of people. I used it as an opportunity for me to learn new things, to start playing keys, to work on my production.
Jeez.
So obviously I started making beats recently. Started making beats recently.
I think there's a tune you posted, your little freestyle on. And I was really, I remember. I didn't mean to say a little freestyle, you know.
No, it was like 16 bars, man. It's all good, like Red Bush Tea or Kappa, if you want to call it.
It's bars still. It's your first beat, like proper.
No, actually, I've got tunes. It's just that I haven't. I know. That's what I'm saying. I haven't dropped nothing because it's like.
Timing and
resources and things like that, but I'm so excited for things to be coming out again. Anyway,
how did it affect you during COVID?
So I used it as an opportunity to learn more. I dropped some tracks. I dropped Quarantine Diaries on Lucy's, and I also dropped we also dropped Dips and Lowell featuring Tiny Man, Eclipse, and Aisha Raquel.
Jeez, big up Tiny Man.
Yeah, man.
And Aisha, sorry.
And pick up Eclipse as well. No, sick, man. It's a sick tune there. That's the first track off of Lucy's Volume 2. So we're on Lucy's Volume 1 and Lucy's Volume 2. So that was kind of like a collective project to kind of release during quarantine.
That got a lot of buzz. I saw man. Around. That's a good project.
Yeah, man. Thank you, man. It really did get like some things going. Just to encourage people, you know what I mean, to feel the vibes during this turbulent time. I'm trying to think of what that song was. Flip.
Which one?
Anyway, I dropped that. I dropped Red Bush Tea or Kappa. And then now it's like I'm gearing up for my next release.
Jeez.
But
was it what you just played me before? Or was
no.
Oh,
that's
okay,
not
okay. You're cooking.
You're cooking.
And
it's like I've got so much music. Yeah, it's like I've got so much music. But with the music, it comes that whole thing of how do I drop it? Do I have the resources? How am I going to follow up? Blah, 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 blah. So there is definitely going to need a...
Wait, when's that video shoot coming out for the one we shot in?
Yes. The video is done, actually. I'll show you the video. Have I showed you the video yet?
Ah.
Okay, I'll show you the video after this.
Yeah, jeez, you get me. Video coming out.
But there's a video coming out. But I think the next musical release from me is going to be with Low. 100%, man. That's my guy.
Shout out Lowe's.
Yeah, man. I appreciate working with Low. We're growing up together musically and as men, and we're really watching each other.
Iron sharp as iron, man.
That's
I
exactly
love
it.
To see it. Still.
That's exactly it. So I appreciate him and hold tight to him every time, man. Every time, man. So yeah, man. Stuff with Lowe's coming out. We do have some interesting announcements coming soon. It has taken a lot of patience, and I'm literally itching to come out with it. But it's one of the things, man. Yeah, it's one of the things.
I'm gonna get dips on again. You know what I mean? That's family
man.
there. I'm definitely gonna get dips on again. So we'll definitely find out what that interesting news was.
Yeah. So yeah, expect music from me. Expect videos. Expect a lot of work and content. I hate talking, man. Action.
Yeah. Action. I feel you
Action.
on that now. It's action mode still. But yeah, dips.
It's been awesome, bro.
First podcast. First podcast.
We kind of just went through the whole of life.
That's how I wanted to kind of walk the listeners through, or get them have a little basis of where we're from, where we're at, and how we've got to this journey and this point, and what we think of certain things. There'll be definitely another one with dips. Like I'm telling you, definite.
I feel like the best way to kind of show that window to my life is to talk about it with someone that was actually there. Man.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Thank you for coming on. And literally, it all makes sense because dips prodded me during even quarantine to get closer to God in my own personal way. So I had a conversation, let's just say, with God. And God literally just pointed me to dips. And it all makes sense now because I remember when I was making my UK talent playlist, the first person or artist that I wanted to showcase or let the world hear was Dips. First person. Dips' tune was first to bust, obviously, UK artist and blah, blah. It comes around full circle now where it's like, okay, he was first on the playlist where, you know, new artists need to be heard. It makes sense he's first on the podcast. You know what I mean? To get everything out. And also, you can get certain things that the listeners don't know about me because this is the first time they're even hearing me speak. And it's a testament to it because we've gone over an hour straight on the first pilot. You know what I mean? I was planning like, let's do this like 20 minutes, blah, blah. But it's just flowed like normal. And how I expected. So thank you for coming on to the DJ Kudah podcast.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Thanks for having me.
Quickly, do you have like a message for the people? Anything you want to say to the listeners?
Man. Don't stop believing. Any issues that you have faith, trust that God's got you. Keep working. Believe in your source and don't fake the funk.
Any socials?
Dips artist everywhere. DIPS artist. YouTube Dips and Lowell. All streaming platforms Dips and Lowell. New music coming. So excited to drop. Yeah, look out for it, man.
Any last big ups, anyone?
Man. Big up Kudah, man. Big up Lowell. Big up the boys. TSB, Danny. Everyone that's been there. Low Soul Stan. Lambs.
Cade.
Yeah, man. Big up every single person that's tuning in, listening. Yeah, man, this is going to be the start of something great. So happy to be a part of it.
Thank you very